Yo, we are back with the wrong overlays because Seth got off. No, I don't know what happened. Something like that happened, and now they were switched. Okay, we're good. We're back with Death Unto Madness. And let's see. I feel like we go back to Ophelia and Cyrillus. Like, y'all, I think, make it to this temple. So we see overgrown, like, stone temple. We see various iconography of both of the enchanting gods, and I think this is probably a very particularly like a shrine. I think probably these two gods, god/goddess, are worshipped together usually because of the relation to enchanting. Temples are usually set up this way, where it's like to both of them. So you see all the various iconography of like the two of them doing their various things, in terms of like metalwork and strength and music and arts, and all of it's kind of like mixed together, various iconography of them doing those things in terms of enchanting. Everything's overgrown. The stone doors of the temple are closed, obviously. They look very heavy. And yeah, I mean, it's just like overgrown temple in the middle of the wilderness sort of a thing. Probably like an abandoned village around it that has been reclaimed by nature. Most of the houses I think here were wood, and so they're all long since rotted away. But this stone temple remains. What do you do?
I don't know. I feel like Seth should kind of make a move because I'm just kind of coming along. It's sort of his thing.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe I just do my typical sit crisscross at the outskirts and let him kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Um, Question: did y'all take your animals with you?
I was thinking about that earlier, actually. I think maybe I take my snake, but I leave the raven there to keep an eye on
Mm-hmm.
things
Yeah.
and to maybe spy on Amarillo.
Mm-hmm. Do you take your goat friend, Cyrillus? You don't have to.
Probably not.
Okay.
I don't think I like him.
Yeah. It's fair. It's fair. Cool.
So, I'm trying to get into
Yeah,
the.
you're like probably inside this temple. There is some sort of like long forgotten enchanting toolkit somewhere in there.
Okay. So, first thing I do, probably something Cyrillus would do, is he just walks up and he tries to push it maybe open and then he tries to knock.
Okay, I mean, if you push on it, it's obviously like heavy. You
Mm-hmm.
can try to do an exerted effort with Gav to like get it open, but that's like you obviously notice right away it's like pretty heavy.
Yeah.
Would you knock before you try to do that?
After.
Okay, yeah. So you just have Gav come over, and do you want to ask Hector to help you too?
To all knock on the door?
Well, sorry, you're gonna try to knock first, or to push it open.
Oh. We can push.
You're gonna push first, okay?
Yeah.
I mean, you can ask Hector to help you. I mean,
I
he's
mean,
obviously injured,
sure. Might as well.
but so I think at first you like call everybody over or call the two of them over, and Hector looks at you like, "What? In my condition, I can't."
Fine. Just sit there. Be useless.
I mean, this guy's your prisoner. Like, you can just make him do whatever you want.
Mm. You can try.
Yeah. So he grumbles and walks. He probably like looks at Ophelia and then is kind of shivers, and then he just like walks over and like, okay, fine. Cool. So you have 2 helping dice on this power test that you're about to make.
Power, okay.
Let's make it an ob 6.
You said 2 help.
Yep.
6.
Man, look at all that red from Alpheus.
It's about to be another one.
Oh, yep. Hey, you got 2 6s though.
Oh.
You could spend 1 or 2 fate and get 2 or 3 dice.
Might as well.
You gonna go for 2?
Yeah.
Cool.
So my remaining ob is
1.
1. Okay.
And your dice should be 3, I guess.
Oh, you said 3?
Well, yeah, if you're gonna spend 2.
Oh.
2 fate, and I mean, you didn't even need it, so I guess you spent 1 fate.
Oh,
There you
sounds great.
Cool. Yeah, the numbers were kind of confusing there. Yeah, I mean, it takes some extraordinary effort, but eventually you guys push the doors open. They grind open, and inside it's dark and gloomy.
Mm-hmm. Do we have like any lamps or anything?
I mean, good question. Do you guys have any like gear of any sort? You have clothes and shoes.
Okay. We
Yeah,
can
I don't
light
think...
Hector on fire and use him as a torch.
I mean, yeah, the thing is, like, Ophelia's like little commune there, like, they obviously they were magically provided food and stuff, but it's not like you have a bunch of supplies like torches and stuff. So I can check Hector.
So I guess we just go in.
Hey, Hector actually has traveling gear, so Hector has a torch.
Cool, we have a torch. Yay!
Yep,
So we light the torch.
Yep, you light the torch and you go inside. Obviously, you just continue like hieroglyphic kind of iconography on the sides as you walk in.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to make an observation test for me?
Yep.
There's something you might be able to notice.
Is that part of perception, or is that different?
Yeah, you'd be putting in and being learned, and then be perception.
Oh,
yeah.
there, I see it. Okay. Do I have any help?
I mean, I guess so. Yeah, I mean, I guess probably 2 help because you're basically rolling perception, and so I guess they can help you with their own perception. Let's do op 3. Oh,
gosh.
0. Well, you can mark that bubble on observation and being learned there. Yeah, wow. You've really failed. So you failed to notice the pressure plate that sends some darts shooting out of the side of the wall and hitting you.
Perfect.
So that happens. Probably hits all 3 of you, maybe. Yeah, I mean, honestly, with a 0 out of 6, like, I think all 3 of you get hit by this.
I love that for us.
Let me find. So we'll do. I think we'll do actually the equivalent of a hunting bow. Okay. So I'm gonna roll. I'll roll a die of fate. We'll see how bad it is. Ooh, that's not good.
No.
Oh, this is really bad. Yeah. All of you take B10 wounds. This is literally like you get just like a bunch of arrows just like shoot out of the wall, and you're just riddled with arrows, all 3 of you. What is your? Let's look at your wound tolerances. This could be really bad.
Oh no.
Well, B10 for you is only a traumatic wound, so that's good at least. That doesn't mean that you
have... Is that like one worse than a minor wound?
It's one worse. It's one less. It's the second to last thing you can get, which is the next one would be mortal, which would be you're gonna die unless you get a persona. Right. The thing is though, Cyrillus, like this still takes you out. Like you have a 3 in perception, which means like you take -4 dice, you're out. Like you're gone. Like you are bleeding
Right.
on the bottom of this temple floor. I mean, honestly, same with Gavin. And what's his face? Hector. I honestly feel like Hector just gets killed outright.
Yeah.
Like
he did.
right, he just gets shot in the face and he's dead. So Ophelia, you hear this, and I mean, they don't go that far into the temple. You see the torch lighting the 3 bodies just riddled with arrows in front of the temple.
Well, I think I shake my head like I just actually did, and just like, oh my gosh, like these men are so stupid. I don't know actually, because I don't care about Gav at all.
Yeah.
Like the only reason why I would do anything other than just let them die is because Polydora said that Cyrillus was somehow important.
Yeah.
So that's the only reason why I would do anything. Can Cyrillus move at all? 'Cause
No, he's like literally unconscious and bleeding out.
Oh my gosh.
so annoying.
I know.
Okay, well, how far away are we from Zoe?
You're like 3 days away.
Oh no.
That's the only person.
I mean, Ophelia, you have god magic.
Well,
Like you could just.
Yeah. I also have a snake. I don't know if he can magically be helpful with like.
I mean, we could frame it like he's helping, but like really, what's happening is you'd be rolling. Like
Gotcha.
you'd either be using corruption, right, to be a skill you don't have, or you would be rolling to like minor miracle.
Okay, I have 2 cool ideas. I don't know if these are even possible. First idea is that I pray to the gods and it makes it somehow that my snake's venom becomes like curing for a second, and so I let him bite Cyrillus. The other idea that I had is if Gav is still alive, just kind of suck his life force out and put it into Cyrillus.
Yeah.
Maybe somehow do both of those at once because those are cool. But...
I mean, that's probably that makes sense. Maybe it's like your snake bites Gav first and kills him, right, and then bites Cyrillus, and then like the life force is transferred.
Nice.
But yeah, I mean, I think that's a minor miracle. That's Ob 5, faith in dead gods roll.
Cool. All right, can I fork anything magical in?
You can make linked tests, right? So you can make some preliminary tests to try to get some extra dice. So you could do like God's Wise.
Yeah.
And then fork some things in and try to get a couple of extra dice or something.
Because I could do God's Wise, and would Forest Wise be helpful at all? I guess that would be I keep thinking Forest Wise is different than it is. Never mind.
Yeah, I don't think in this situation. That would be if you're trying to like actually do herbalism stuff, which you really can't do. So
yeah. The only other thing I can think of is demonology because I'm stealing someone's life force. I don't know if that can be put in.
Yeah, I mean, what is your snake except a demon?
That's fair. That is fair. Would cultist wise come in or cult doctrine?
It depends on. So your intent here basically is to, like, come up with like this is like, you knowing that this will work, right? That like Vernon is like the catalyst that can make all of this work, as if you do your god magic stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean that's fine then. Yeah.
Okay. So that's God wise with two or three? Is it 2 or 3 for it?
Are
we doing both cult things or just one?
Let's do. I don't think it would be cultist wise. I think it would be cult doctrine and heretical doctrine.
Okay, so it's God's wise
with 3. And then you can also add an astrology after the fact if you would like. But you have to decide now.
I'm nervous. What does that do again? You have to
say
this to me every time. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you're fine. If it gets a 6, then it automatically rerolls, and you can get more successes. But if it gets a 1, it automatically rerolls, and you could lose successes.
I mean, this is kind of important.
Yeah, it's also it's less likely that you'll lose successes.
Yeah, we'll put that in this time.
Yeah, cool. So you don't add that in, but we'll do it after the fact. You roll it.
3 forks.
So 3 forks. Yep.
And then what's the ob?
Let's see. Ob is gonna be, let's say 3.
3. Okay.
There you go. We'll go ahead and roll your. Do the fate for the astrology die.
Okay. And then do I do an ob?
It doesn't really matter. Just
Okay.
Oh, you got a 1. Ophelia, you rolled the 1.
You lied to me, Caleb.
I didn't.
You.
Okay, so do it again. Do the fate thing again, and then we'll just see what it rolls. Yeah, it takes away a success.
I'm sad.
Which means you don't get an extra die on your test, but nothing else happens. So you don't lose anything for the, but you won't get the extra die because you got right on the ob instead of above it.
So I need to do a faith in dead gods.
So now it'd be faith in dead gods, ob 5. Keep in mind here, you can spend a fate to help your faith in dead gods with your corruption.
Okay.
Which would add 2 dice to it.
Okay. What do I need to?
So you just spend a fate in corruption basically, and then you would add 2 dice for the help on faith in dead gods.
Oh, okay. I have to go back. So help 2.
And that makes you automatically get a difficult for corruption.
No, he's gonna die.
Well, you got a 6, so you can spend 2 fate. No, oh, sorry. No, that's not how it works. You can spend 1 fate because you have several failed dice, and you have a 1 in 12 chance of succeeding. But I mean, you have enough fate, and you need to have this work.
Okay, so remaining ob
2.
And just 1 die, right?
Yeah.
Oh my.
Oh no.
Why?
This is not good. Okay. So, Ophelia, I think I'm still going to give it to you, right? Obviously, it's not interesting if Cyrillus dies here. So I think Cyrillus comes back, but
It hurt.
there's a consequence,
Yeah.
right? What is that consequence? What do you think?
Well, really quick. So I used the corruption thing. Do I have to do anything to my corruption square?
I went ahead and just added the difficult test for you. That's all you have to do.
Cool. Maybe Vernon dies.
Oh, that's probably what it is.
Bad. Like it takes Vernon's life instead
Yeah.
of.
And that's not what you wanted, right? Like you were like, and so Vernon just like shrivels. He starts flailing and shriveling, and then just becomes like a husk. It's as if he's just like the shed skin of a snake at that point. That's all that remains.
I'm sad.
But Cyrillus his wound is erased.
I'm gonna hate him forever now.
I know, right? Exactly. So remind me, Ophelia, was Vernon your demon?
Yeah, because I had 2, because I was magic.
Right. So the other one is the other. Okay. Yeah. No, I guess what I mean is one of them.
I forgot about that. Right.
Right.
I think Vernon was the other one. I think the Raven was mine.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not gonna dance around what I'm gonna say here, but for you, Ophelia, like you feel like suddenly disconnected from a piece of yourself, right? From this person in your past. Like it's as if they actually died. Like it's really like coming down on you for the first time.
Yeah. So I have this moment where I'm just like in the temple.
Yeah, and you're probably like Cyrillus like comes back, right? And he's like fine. But like you're just like that wasn't worth it. That was absolutely not worth it. Like, what the heck?
Yeah. Do I, like, lash out at Cyrillus at all? Like, is he
I don't know.
healed
Up
where
to
if
you.
I, like, attack him, he's not gonna necessarily die if I, like, punch him?
I mean, if you just, like, punch him just to punch, like, no, nothing's gonna happen. But if you wanted to stab him, that's a whole other thing.
Yeah. I feel like Ophelia would, in that moment.
Yeah?
I feel like she'd flip out.
Yeah? Yeah, so maybe you're just like, no. Like,
Like, maybe if I kill Cyrillus, then this maybe.
yeah, then it will reverse. Yeah, okay, so Ophelia attacks you, Cyrillus. What do you do?
How conscious am I?
Better
I mean,
slice her up.
You're awake, right? You remember like
Okay.
going down, and then you're suddenly just like, whoa, okay, what? And you're a little dizzy, I think. And then you stand up, and then Ophelia's just like coming at you with a dagger.
I like scream. I'm like, what? I'm like, ah. And then I like try to dodge, but I probably don't dodge it.
Oops.
Right. I mean, so are you? What skill I think are you gonna use to like combat this? Like, is this you just trying to like beat her off of you, sort of a thing? Because like the skills you can use in this situation, I think would be like either like brawling or spear.
Oh.
Right? Is this you like fighting back?
She's like coming at me. It's not just like one.
No. Yeah, we talked. Ophelia Maria was thinking of just doing that, but then she was like, no, I think I'd just attack in the moment.
I guess I would, brawling.
So you do brawl basically, and the intent for you is just to like make sure she doesn't hit you.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think brawling, and then I think you can fork in spear though, because you probably have your spear in your hands. You're probably like using it to just like go get her away from you.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, go ahead and roll brawling with one fork, and then Ophelia roll knives. And your intention is to what? Like, give him a wound? You're muted.
To just hurt the boy.
Right. So like, give him a wound, like a normal wound, like per your knife.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because you're not trying to like insta kill him. You're just like, I'm stabbing him.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of what Ophelia would actually do in this situation. Because I mean, she's cold-blooded, so I would be surprised if she went to just kill him.
Yeah.
But I also think that adding the element of the grief that she's feeling, that she wouldn't be as like mentally like focused to actually kill someone. So it's like this blind like.
Yeah, I think it makes sense that like if you succeed here, you will give him a wound per like the actual like wound rules, like how much your knife could actually do, sort of thing.
So no forks, and then
I don't think so. Yeah, I'm looking at your stuff. I don't know if you can always fork in astrology technically, but.
You don't. Okay. What's the
I'm trying to think of who should roll first. It doesn't really matter. I mean, one of you is going to roll without a knob, and then the other one is going to roll with ob that was generated by the other person. And then we'll decide after the fact like what that first person's ob actually was. So I mean, Sarah, let's go ahead and roll yours first, and just put it at ob 1, and we'll see what the difficulty is.
Did it do it?
I don't see anything.
Okay. Let me try it again. What did I do? Was it brawling? Yeah. Okay, so brawling. Fork 1. Up 1. Did it not do it again? Let me reload the page.
All right, well, Ophelia, just go ahead and roll yours first then.
Okay.
So just knives, ob 1.
Okay.
We'll see what it gives us. Okay, only 2. So Cyrillus, your ob is 2.
Okay. Rolling. 1 fork. Ob 2. Did it roll? Why is it not rolling?
I'll go ahead and do it for you. I can just do it for you.
Thank you. I don't know what's happening.
Oh, it's not doing it for me either.
Am I dead?
It's not rolling for me either. I don't know. That's weird. I bet like 3 spear roll or brawling rolls are about to happen in a row here.
Oh, great.
If that happens, we're taking the first one.
Okay.
Let me try just rolling something else on your sheet.
Okay.
Okay, that happened. Oh, wait a second. Let me take off this wound.
Oh.
Forgot you don't have the wound anymore. Let's try it one more time.
Philia just broke the fourth wall and was so
There
mad
you go.
that she broke the whole system.
Okay, so you got a tie, which tie in Burning Wheel typically goes to the defender.
Right.
So that means Cyrillus manages just barely to, I think, pry Ophelia off, keep her at bay before she said. Would Ophelia like get a hold of herself at that point?
I'm not sure. My initial like snapshot image that I had when it showed up as a tie was that Cyrillus just kind of like pins her with, and is like, "What is going on? Like, what is
Yeah, sure.
happening?" Like that sort of thing. And then
That makes sense.
I snap out of it.
Would you do that, Cyrillus? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. What do you say to that, Ophelia?
I think maybe I start like weeping, like for a second, not for a super long time, but like just for a couple seconds, just like the full like weep.
Yeah.
And then Cyrillus is just like the frick. Maybe I just say like it wasn't worth it, something like that, or you took him, or something like that, and then kind of just get out of that situation.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, and Cyrillus, you stand up, you see that both Gav and Hector are just dead. And you see a shriveled up like snake skin.
Oh. Okay. Well.
Do you just like continue in the temple at that point, or what?
I guess so. I don't know what else to do.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, you step in, you see like various like side chambers. There's like the normal like worship chamber with like the big like altar and where you like burn the sacrifice and all that stuff. And I think if you just do a cursory search of the rest of the temple, I think you find a room in which there is like a set of ancient like bronze tools that can be used for enchanting. And I think like it's like a situation where you step up to them and you just feel something's off, right? Like you haven't reached for it yet, but you're just like, I feel like I can't just take these. Like I feel like there's something else here that like has to be done before like there's a test or something, but you just don't know what. How is Cyrillus like react if he's just kind of like feeling this like off feeling?
As the special guy he is, I feel like he'd just be like, "Hello."
Yeah.
Is anybody there?
Yeah, and I think you probably hear two overlapping voices. One sounds feminine, one sounds masculine, kind of echoing in the temple. And they say, "Cyrillus, traitor of Sinia, why do you seek our craft?"
Well, I'm struggling, and gotta try to stop struggling, and this can help me.
And I think they say, "You travel with one who deals with our dead kindred. You have joined with the worshippers of the dead. What do you have to say for yourself in defense of that heinous crime?"
That was an accident.
I don't know how they respond to that. Do not try to pass blame on this. You have been given ample opportunity to turn back from this path. What do you have to say for yourself?
If I turned back, I would have gotten killed. So, like, I had to do what I had to do.
You have long been a worshipper of Pyrrhus. Why do you come seek us now? You have betrayed many gods to be here. Why should we allow you to use our craft?
Ooh. Well,
Right? It's like Cyrillus doesn't have a whole lot of good reasons. And either of you could like roll things to like figure out stuff about the situation, or try to make a roll like into talk to that. Like you obviously have like command and intimidation as social skills here. If you wanted to, Cyrillus could just try to command the gods. You'd have to like frame it in a specific way, you know.
right.
Ophelia also can help, but I don't feel like she wants to.
I feel like she's not in the room. She's
not in the mood for helping this kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll probably try to command them.
Yeah, you just want to be like, listen.
I need this. You go and give it to me. Because
on whose authority?
Y'all's, obviously, because y'all can give it to me.
What? No, they're asking like you're demanding this of them. They're just like on whose authority are you saying these things?
Oh, wait, I'm confused.
Because you're doing command, right? If you're gonna do command, they're like, why do you have authority over us? Like, what argument do you have there? Like,
oh. Ooh, it's a good question. Do I mention my goatee?
Yeah.
I feel like that'd make them mad. Or they probably already know. Can I ask them, like, what do I have to do to get the enchanting gear?
Yeah, like, what do I have to do to be worthy of it? Yeah. And let's see. They seem to pause at that. And I think simultaneously, the guy says, offer us a great work. And the gal says, accomplish a feat of strength.
Oh. Okay. So I'm assuming like whichever one I do is like the patron I get, I guess, is kind of, or is it both?
You don't know?
Okay.
You could ask, but because yeah, it could be like they're both like saying like this is what you have to do, or it could be like they're offering you options. You're not entirely sure.
So she said feat of strength. What did he say?
Offer us a great work. And so from what you know of the god, it's like some sort of like work of art of one sort or another.
He can't. Cyrillus can't do that. Feat of strength. Feat of strength. I pushed that door open. Does that count?
I think the girl says, that was the feat of strength necessary to enter the temple.
Oh. Okay.
Basically just saying like that was what got you here in the first place. Like you can't just like double up on it. Like that was like the prerequisite to this whole situation.
So is there like another feat of strength here? Or do I just have to like make one up?
I feel like they just stopped talking to you at that point. Like they've given you like the answers, and so you have to just figure it out for yourself. Like what would constitute a feat of strength.
What else is in the room there?
Good question. Probably I don't know. Roll an assess for me. Let's do that being learned skill that you're working on.
Okay.
And just make an ob one. It'll be a routine. Like you can learn certain things based on how you get.
Do I get any help?
No.
Okay. Did it roll?
Yep.
Okay.
You learn nothing. Yeah. I mean,
Wonderful.
There's stuff in the room, but none of it looks helpful, right? It's just like enchanting. It's an enchanting workshop. But like you as a character don't get any flashes of insight about like what could be useful here.
Mm-hmm. Of course not.
I mean, probably the only thing that like looks. I mean, there's an anvil in this room,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's like an obvious thing, and then there's obviously like the brass, probably like the brass or maybe bronze like statues of the gods, the god and goddess, like in the center of the chamber, and like this giant probably bronze bowl where you'd offer the sacrifices. Those are like all look like heavy things, but like whether or not they're like legit saying like you got to pick up one of those things, like you don't know.
Okay. So there's a bronze bowl. It's a big old bronze bowl. There's an anvil. So I can... Do I lift the anvil? Do I attempt to make something on the anvil? I don't even know what I can make. I don't know anything in the room. Okay, Cyrillus would probably see the anvil and then try to pick it up.
Yeah, you just want to try to like
do.
deadlift the anvil.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. Let's roll a power test, shall we? I mean, okay. By pick up the anvil, how high? Like are you legit trying to like lift this over your head, or just like pick it up and like how high are you actually trying to lift it? How far are you gonna go with this? I mean, it's a sizable anvil.
Right. Can he like maybe he's trying to pick it up and then like take it in front of them?
Oh, right. Like carry it over, like give it as an offering, basically.
Yeah.
Put it in the bowl. Yeah, I mean, dang, that would be intense.
Oh gosh. Oh no.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's gonna be an Ob 4.
Okay.
Ob 4 power test.
Where is power? Where did it go?
Should be at the top with stats.
Oh, yeah. Do I get any help?
You can spend a fate point to give yourself help with corruption.
Oh gosh. I'm not going to do that because I feel like they don't like that.
Fair. Fair.
So you said ob 4.
4. Yep.
Yeah, it's gonna fail.
Dude, you're so close. You spend 2 fate.
Okay, sounds good.
You have a good chance. You have like a 66% chance.
So remaining ob
1.
1, and then dice 3.
Dice 2.
Okay.
There you go.
Cool.
Boom. Both successes. You actually got a 6 and re-rolled it again. Cool. Awesome. So Cyrillus, I mean, it's a pretty heavy anvil. But I mean, you described to us like, is this literally you just like carrying it the whole way over there? Or are you like dragging it or pushing it? Like
I'm carrying it.
You're literally just like carrying
it.
I mean, Ophelia, this is like pretty impressive. Like, he's pretty ripped.
That's fair.
Cyrillus, you can mark that difficult test.
On power.
On power, yeah. Yeah, and you literally just like, a last like groan of strength, just like, and then drop it in the brass bowl, and it just the metal on metal just resounds through the whole chamber. Yeah, and I think there's like an obvious silence, like where they were silent before, but like you expect them to be responding, and you know that they're not responding because they're actually like impressed. And I think they both say simultaneously like, "You have piqued our interest, Cyrillus." And I think they say, "The offer of a work still stands." Or not the offer, the request for a work still stands. And, I mean, it's a pretty ambiguous word, right? Like, obviously, it's coming from the guy, and he's like, music and arts is his thing. But, like, if you finagle something, right, you might be able to pull off something that you're good at, right?
So music and art.
There's 2 things that come to mind immediately for me, but we'll see what you think of.
He doesn't have a singing skill, but does he like, can he like try to sing?
You could, yeah. You could literally just roll a being learned sing test to like sing some sort of hymn to the gods or something.
I'm singing, and please give me the stuff.
I'm singing. And...
You know what it probably would be though? It would be like a sea shanty, right? Because you're like a sailor.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Sure, yeah. Well, we could try it. Let's see how it goes.
No,
let me find this skill and see what the odds would be. It's the will, the will of the listener. Yeah, I mean, go ahead and make it an ob 6.
Okay.
Sing test.
So I'm being learned. I need to add.
I just went and added it for you. There you go.
Oh, okay, there it is. Ob 6. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, the only way you have a possible chance of doing this is if you get like all 6s and then can reroll them all.
So we know this ain't happening. Oh no.
Well, you can mark a challenging. I mean, you got it pretty good. You were like, you sang pretty good, Cyrillus. The problem is these are gods and they're not impressed.
Right.
So you can mark a challenging on your will, but you don't need a challenging on your will, so I guess that doesn't matter. Yeah. We see Cyrillus sing a sea shanty, and neither of the gods are impressed. So they just don't say anything, right? And the moment passes, and you're just like, well, that didn't work.
Okay.
What is Ophelia doing during this whole time period?
I feel like I left a little bit. There's woods around, right?
Yeah.
So I think I just kind of went in the woods and I'm just chilling.
So you're literally not even here for any of this?
I think I'm not. I think I'm so freaked out that because I feel like there's a lot of emotions because there's the whole loss of Vernon and everything that entailed, and the anger at Cyrillus. And then also probably anger at myself, and then probably also like feeling guilty because I just went at Seerless, and I've been like, I feel like there's an element of like I sort of like him now because he's like my friend because I've been hanging out with him. So I like was sad about that, and so I think there's just a whole lot. And she's just not used to feeling that much, you know. So she's just.
And I think part of it too, right, is Ophelia. You probably feel more alone than you've been in a long, long time. Like you go out into the woods to have peace, right? But you can't because you're so used to having one of your animals with you at all times, and you're just like, and this. I think there's an absence of animals around you too. I think for whatever reason you just don't see any wilderness critters, so you're just like freaked out.
Yeah. And I probably can't find any feathers, and I can't find any orchids, and so every like tangible thing that I have is just gone. So I feel like I'm doing like they're just kind of like running and weeping and like probably throwing up at some point. And just, like,
oh, dang, okay, that's intense.
Well, I was drunk like 2 hours ago. So,
fair.
Like, there's a lot going on.
Well, so technically that was like last night.
Oh.
Like there was like a tough time period of like travel that happened, I think.
Hangover.
I mean, fair, yeah.
Oh.
Hangover plus a lot of emotions doesn't equal a good tummy.
Fair. Yeah. Okay, cool, yeah.
And then I probably run around, and then I probably just kind of sit or lay down or climb a tree or do something.
Yeah, something like that, yeah. Cool. So, Cyrillus, you're all by yourself, stuck in a temple, having to sing or dance to the whims of the gods.
Mm-hmm. So I have an anvil. Okay, I have an anvil. So I put the anvil in front of him.
Yeah, you put it on like on the altar.
Okay. And then.
Yeah, I mean, I would look at your skills and see if there's something that you could like finagle to being artistic, right?
Okay.
That's probably your play here.
Okay, I immediately thought of the Way of Kings.
I was literally, I was hoping you'd go there.
Dance.
Like a spear, yeah, a spear kata, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I was hoping that you would think of that.
Okay. All right. So
yeah, I mean, I don't think you can fork anything into that, but yeah, you can roll spear.
Cool.
I think it's gonna be an ob 4.
Okay.
Oof, that's rough. Okay. Mark that difficult spear test. And I feel like this is the thing, right? Cyrillus just doesn't know any fancy katas, right? Like he was taught how to fight like just brute force, like you're just stabbing him in the face like over and over again.
Yeah.
Like Cyrillus is not difficult. Yeah.
Okay.
Cyrillus is not a person of beauty, right?
Right. So that didn't work. Mm-hmm. And I assume they just say nothing.
Yep.
Okay. Trying to think if there's anything I can do with drinking.
Right. I mean, it is magical.
It is magical.
So, Cyrillus, this is the thing. I feel like, so you have this like weird magical drinking going on. I think if you make a successful drinking test, I will basically, I think I'll let you basically drink yourself into becoming a muse or like finding a muse, right? Like this is like you're drinking yourself into like an artistic, like into artistic ecstasy or something like that.
Okay.
Well, you'll just magically be able to like do something artistic that will impress the gods because of your like magical drinking.
Sounds great.
Yeah, I think it's going to be an ob 3.
Come on.
Nice. Cool. Mark that difficult drinking. Hey, you advance your drinking.
Oh, wow.
It's a 5 now. Here, I'll go ahead and just do that for you.
Nice.
Very nice. Yeah, I think it's legitimate. So is this Cyrillus like cognizantly thinking that through, or does he just start drinking because there's nothing else to do?
He's on his last legs.
Right. Is this just Cyrillus just being like, well, and you just start drinking, and then slowly you just like start to like go into this weird like drunk. So what is it, Cyrillus? What is the once you're drunk, you become some sort of artistic master. What is the art that you just do perfectly for them?
I feel like he's pouring out liquid on the ground, but he's like pouring it into it like he's almost like painting with it. He's just like pouring it into a picture. I don't know if that makes any sense.
Okay, yeah. So you start drinking, you get into this drunk state, and then you take the rest of your alcohol and you just start pouring it onto the ground, and it becomes paint, right?
Oh.
Yeah, and you just start like smearing the paint around, and like it becomes this like beautiful mural on the ground. What is it? What do you make the mural of?
It's of is it a still life of just bottles of alcohol?
It's like that fruit picture, except just like a couple of bottles of beer on a stool. It's very well done, though, Cyrillus. Congratulations. I think you get a nudge in your mind from like your demon goat, like at a distance here, right? It's just like that mental connection you have, and he just says like, "You're welcome," like almost disgusted. Cool. And I think at that point, you know that you can just go grab the enchanting tools, and they will be yours.
Okay. Well, I get them.
Cool. Yeah. You can add enchanting tools to your gear. Awesome. Cool. Well, I feel like maybe we just call it there. Like I think for like the next stuff is going to be a little bit more. Well, okay. So this is the thing, I guess. The Titan is going to try to kill the king in the night. Right? I mean, I feel like Avra... Well, okay. So Avra and Caledon, you do hear that Alpheus got arrested. Right? And he's going to be tried for execution. Like, you hear this from someone in the palace that knows you, right? Would you do anything?
You guys better care about me.
Would you try to do anything immediately about it, or would you like wait at any point? It doesn't sound like he's going to be executed like tomorrow or anything. But,
I just don't know what she can do.
Right, because I am mainly asking like, would Caledon and you do something immediately in response, or would the night pass without you having done something yet? Because if the night passes, then Titan tries to kill your father.
Right. Well, how late in the day did he go to see the king? Like, how much of the day is even left, like, for us to react to it?
Probably not a whole lot. I mean, it was probably late afternoon when he went to the king.
Then probably not within the day.
Yeah. So you're just, like, talking through, like, what you could do, and then... Yeah, so I think the last thing we'll get is I'll go ahead and roll for Titan, and we'll see if he kills the king in the middle of the night. Let's see. There's probably a couple steps here. Gotta check Thestios. Okay. Let me bring up Titan too. So first, Titan has to make like a stealthy roll to like get to the king's quarters without being caught. Let's see, we got 1, 2. Two forks. Luckily, the royal guards don't have observation.
Royal guards don't have observation.
They don't. No. I mean, the problem is observation is like a particular skill in Burning Wheel that just doesn't like. You don't just get it randomly. Why can't I open this up? I need to open this character sheet. Why is that not working? That's so weird. All right, I'll use Hector. He's a royal guard. He's dead, but he was. All right, I'll just roll perception for him. Oh, sorry, that should have been a 4. 4 for the ob. I thought it was going to double, but I wasn't doing me learn, so I don't know why I thought that. Yeah, so he succeeds. Titan successfully sneaks past the royal guards, and now is making his way to the king's chamber. The issue is Thestios has observation, so we're gonna roll his observation to see if he like wakes up, right? Let's see if he has any forks for this. No, he doesn't. Okay, his ob is 2. Ooh, he failed. All right, the king does not wake up. Let's see. I'm just trying to figure out like what the role is here, because like if the king doesn't wake up, it's not like he can fight the guy, right? Titan could just stab him to death. So I think,
I mean, he could try to escape if he knows what's happening.
right. I just mean like in the immediate, like what I'm just figuring out what to roll here, because if I roll like Titan's knife, right? What is he rolling against? That's the question, right? If Thestios can't fight back, if he's just being stabbed in the night, there should be a roll. So this is what I think I'm going to do. I'm going to make a health test for Thestios, right? Basically just to see if he dies outright. If he's just not healthy enough to just survive a stab wound in the heart or whatever, you know, like where Titan's attempting to kill him outright. So I guess, I mean, I'll roll Titan's knife, and then he'll be against the health test. So Titan has a 6 in knives. He's going to fork in assassination-wise, brawling, and probably just sleight of hand. Those are probably the only things that make sense here.
But how could he be doing sleight of hand if he's not awake?
I guess the idea is, right, this is Titan basically being able to just stab him in the heart instantly and killing him, right? That's the role here. And that has to do with, like, the deftness of his fingers. I need to check if Titan has any call-on traits. Oh, he does have a bunch of call-on traits, but he doesn't have any call-on traits for knives, so he won't be able to do anything else in this situation. He'll be able to use some fate if he needs to. Well, he'll be able to use 1 fate and reroll 1 dice because he didn't get any 6s. But okay, Thestios is going to make an ob 4 health test. Thestios has 7 health because he's insane. So we'll go ahead and make this test. Yeah. Okay. So Thestios survives being stabbed, right? So I think this means He does get stabbed though. Let's say it's a what does he have for stats? Okay. Yeah, Thestios is getting old. He's not the young chipper guy he was. So he takes a midi wound. So he's still up, right? We see this like stab in the night. Thestios just like, and then just like, you know, starts like beating this guy, right? Like it's just like he goes instantly berserk. How dare you attack your king? And then they fight, right? I feel like Thestio is the kind of guy who keeps like a sword next to his bedside, though.
Oh yeah, especially since he started going insane.
Exactly. So I'm trying to decide if Titan is gonna just make a break for it at this point, like if he's gonna try to fight him or just like run away. Yeah, I feel like if he can't kill him outright, he's just gonna try to run. So he'll basically roll his knives or whatever to like get away, like just to fight long enough till you can escape. So first we'll roll Thestios. So he's doing sword. He can fork in brawling. Oh, you know what actually needs to happen first though? He gets stabbed and he survives, but he needs to make a steel test. Right?
Yeah.
He needs to make a steel test to survive or to like be able to react. Because otherwise I think Titan might try to finish him off, and we'll see how that goes. But what are the steel conditions? Here we go. Okay, so this is going to be an ob 5 for him. He has a steel of 9. Oh, he fails. And honestly, I mean, Thestios hasn't... I don't know if Thestios has a fate point. He hasn't actually done a whole lot. He hasn't, like, worked on goals. He's just been kind of sitting there. So I think he hesitates for one beat. And in that beat, Titan gets to make a roll, I think. And I think it's just going to be against, like... I don't think the king has his sword in his hand at that point, so I think this is just going to be against, like, probably his brawling. Yeah, Titan's going to try one more time to finish him off. He's going to fork in assassination-wise, brawling... And that's probably it. So he gets a 4, and now the king is going to roll his brawling. And I don't think he has any forks with that. Against the 4. Here we go. Ooh, he fails bad. Because he has the wounds, yeah. Yeah, I think Thestios the Mad King gets killed in the night. We see Thestios, basically, he gets stabbed in the chest. He wakes up, he's just like, but he just can't. I think his mind is so broken at this point that, like, he goes into this, like, frenzy, but he doesn't have the cognizance, yeah, to, like, actually fight against this, because he's just flailing wildly, and Titan just, like, patiently waits for an opening and then just steps in and just grabs him by the throat and just slits his throat, and Thestios just falls to the ground. And I mean, Thestios is old at this point. Like, he's like he's an awesome warrior, but he's an old man, and he just can't, in the final count of things, fight off an assassin in the night. And Thestios falls to the ground dead. And Titan is gonna... I mean, the Royal Guard obviously burst in at that point, right? and now Titan has to like try to escape. So let's see what he has going on there. I guess it's just a opposed speed test at that point. So he's just gonna roll a speed test. He got a 3, and we'll just have the royal guards roll their speed test. Oh, okay. But I guess Ty goes to the defender. So, and the defender in this case is Titan. So Titan escapes by the skin of his teeth into the night, and Thestios the Mad King lays bleeding and dying.
Good.
So the only thing though is, I think Croesus shows up as the king is like, his lifeblood is spilled. We this is the last thing we see Croesus the high priest step in. His lifeblood is spilled across the bedroom, right? Well, he's just neck wound. He's obviously dead at this point. But Croesus, I think he has faith, so I think he might try to like do a miracle or something to like bring him back. Yeah. Cool. So he's gonna try to do a ritual first to get as a link test to like set up like some sort of like a resurrection ritual. He's gonna fork in doctrine, and symbology, and it's gonna be an op 3. He gets 1 advantage dice on his faith test. And you know what I think he does? So he has he's the high priest, right? I'm going to double check faith here. He's going to get the entire priesthood of Aratos, the god that he worships, to join him with this. And he gets 1d of helping dice for every 20 accumulated will dice. So I think he's going to get, and there's probably maybe one other person who maybe has faith as well. So I think he's going to get, 3 helping dice from this. No, I think 4. So he's going to be having 5 altogether. I mean, and this is like major miracle, right? This is like literally raise someone from the dead. So that is a op 10. He is rolling 11 dice. Or not. Wait. I said 5. No, he is rolling 10 dice. He is at an op 10. It automatically open ends, so this is like definitely possible, like more possible than it would be otherwise. But I mean, we'll see. Okay, he gets a 6 out of 10. Obviously, doesn't succeed. I mean, he has a fate
6s.
point, but like he'd have to like reroll 4 dice in a row at that point because he didn't have any 6s. So I mean, he tries, right? He tries to bring the king back from the dead, and the gods. The gods do not answer him. Well, I think they maybe do answer him, but I think it's like the kind of answering of the gods you don't want to happen. So I think this is the situation where Aratos is the patron god of Kyrides, right? Aratos doesn't care about Sinia. He hates Sinia. And so when this high priest, even though the high priest himself is like, no, we'll bring Sinia onto his side. Sinia, like Aratos and the Kyrides, they just want Sinia to burn. Like they don't care about Sinia. And so when he's like, bring back the king, like, what's his face? Aratos, the god, just is like, no, like I don't want that. And now I'm angry that you even thought that was a thing I wanted. And so I think probably what happens is some sort of like divine curse or plague or something happens, right? What should that be? Does anyone have an idea? Have any ideas of like what this angry god would do to? It would probably whatever it is. It'd probably be directed mainly at the priesthood of Aratos, but maybe would move beyond that. Like I'm thinking maybe plague, right? I'm thinking maybe the entire priesthood of Aratos breaks out in some sort of horrible plague, like Black Plague style sort of thing, and it just starts. It's just gonna start spreading through the city, through them. But I guess I'll ask you guys: is that something we want to do in this game? Do we want to, like, have a plague be set free in Sinia? Is that a theme we want to play with? That's what I'm thinking. I don't care too much about that either. I like my fantasy to be fantasy. Thank you very much. But something bad happens here.
Like, if it's not a plague, like, could it be something that affects, like, animals, like livestock and, like, wild animals? Like,
right, like Plagues of Egypt sort of thing?
Yeah. Or maybe, like, all the
Yeah.
fish go, like, wacko. Something
Well,
with it.
so this would be... Oh, I know what it is. Okay, so you guys... Aratos, right? He is the god of war... What is he the god? He's the god of war, something, and fertility? Can't remember the other thing he's a god of. Well, war, kings, and fertility. I think the entire city of Sinia. Yeah, okay. Every child under 2 dies.
Oh my.
Right? We see like Angel of Death style thing happen where like literally it's like every child under 2 just dies. And I think like all the women become, for now at least, barren. Like
Yikes.
there's just no children that are going to be born to Sinia until this like gets removed. And this is like the thing, like Aratos obviously would maybe have wanted to do this sort of thing to Sinia before, right? But like it's this gathered priesthood of Aratos that makes it possible for him to do it, right? It's like he's channeling their faith to basically just say, well, I don't want to give you the king back, but I'll use the combined might of your faith and stuff to use you guys as a channel for this horrible plague I'm going to do on the city. Yeah, so I think like a bunch of kids die and the women are all barren now. And that's obviously going to be like a more long-term like bad thing for Sinia, but like obviously Sinia has been cursed by Aratos, and the king I mean, and this is a major issue for in terms of like god king lineage, because that means Avra can't have any kids right now. And if she like the god king line needs to continue, yeah, I mean that will be obviously like a bunch of consequences. Things will happen there next time. But I think that's where we leave off with. Let's do some Artha stuff and get out of here, shall we? And the last thing we see is Ophelia alternatively throwing up or crying in a tree somewhere.
In a tree?
Yeah, in a tree. She climbed a tree.
That's just my.
Oh, I thought you meant like within the trunk of a tree.
Oh, no. All right, Alpheus, let's look at your stuff, shall we? See if you earned any fate or persona. You're muted.
I said, I think I worked towards my second belief. Protection from outside militaries.
Oh, yeah, certainly, yeah. I mean, you're I mean, honestly, I feel like at this point, it happened. Like, I think it's done.
So should that not be a belief anymore?
No. This is the thing. I feel like didn't I give you persona for that last time?
I don't know.
I'm gonna give you a fate. I'm pretty sure I gave you a persona for it last time because I think we had decided it was basically done.
Okay.
But there was obviously a little bit that we had to tidy up with it today.
And did I use my persona point today?
I
forget.
No, I don't think
no,
you did.
you didn't.
Okay, so I can still die and not die.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
So, but I'll give you a well. You should rewrite that belief now, but I'll give you a fate point for it today.
Okay. How about I
mean,
just change it to,
Yeah.
I believe we need a new king.
I mean, yeah, right. I mean, I feel like there are several beliefs that are going to have to be rewritten for a couple characters today.
I believe Sinia needs a new leader, and I will do whatever I can to make sure Keladon is that one. Can I say something like that?
Yeah. I feel like you opposed anyone who disgraced your people, right? So I think fate point there. You were definitely working towards that belief. And I think you get a persona for I will see that justice is done for what happened to my family. I mean, the king is dead, right?
That's true.
Justice is done.
Wait, is he actually dead for good?
He's actually dead for good.
Like he's not just laying there dead and maybe has some chance. Okay.
He's dead.
So I need to change that one too. The king is dead. Can I make it about like, since the king is dead, I will try to live more peacefully or something like.
Yeah, you could try to like reverse on that and be like, you know, maybe you should write it like this, like Chad. Maybe like the blood of the king did not, like, I don't know. It wouldn't be reworded like did not satisfy me because that sounds like you want more blood. But like something like reverse of that where it's like the blood of the king did not taste good in my mouth. Did taste well in my mouth. I will like seek for peace or something like like.
Can I say like I need to wash my hands of the king's blood or something?
Yes, there you go. There you go. I need to wash my hands of the king's blood, and then what's the first step towards that? I mean, is it
I just want to do. I want to like stop trying to lie. I just want to be a better person.
I mean, I feel like the first step to that is like breaking your ties with Titan, though, right?
Yeah.
Right. Like, I think that's probably it's gonna have to be like the first step is I breaking my ties with Titan.
Can I say by first breaking ties?
Yep.
And then if that happens, then I can change it after that.
Yeah. I think you might want to
Can I say like in serving Sinia?
Yeah.
Okay. What were you gonna say?
I think you might want to rewrite your first belief.
Okay.
One because it's a belief that you can't really ever finish.
Yeah.
But then two, you have an immediate situation right now with not being executed. And the king dying doesn't necessarily mean you won't be executed, right?
Right. So I believe I know I'm innocent. Well, am I innocent?
Yeah. I mean, well, you're innocent of. Well, no, you're actually guilty.
I don't deserve to die.
Sure.
I don't believe that.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't deserve to be executed. So what do I have to have so?
I mean, what are you gonna do to get out of it? Right. That's the issue. That's the question. I will try to talk my way out of my own death, out of my execution, or something like that.
I will use my connections in the city to
escape certain death. Yeah. Cool. But yeah, I think you got 2 fate points and 1 persona point.
2 persona points?
No, sorry, 2 fate points and 1 persona
point. Okay. How many fate did I use today? I don't think I subtracted them. I think I used 3.
I subtracted the first 2 that you used, so I think you used 1.
So I should have 5.
So yeah, that sounds right.
Okay.
Then now you'll have 7.
My instincts, like no one ever talks about my parents dying ever.
It's true, yeah. You might. I mean, yeah.
How about? I mean, my instinct seems to have been when. Basically, like my instinct is to deceive my way out of or towards my goals. Like,
I mean, it probably isn't deceive because that would be falsehood, and
right.
you're horrible at that.
Persuade.
But like, yeah, I think it would be like, if I get into trouble, I always talk like, I'll always try to talk. There you go. That's the instinct is always try to talk my way out of trouble.
Okay.
Right. That's your first way of trying to get out of things is.
Which is literally what I try to do.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'm not like that in real life, so that's kind of different than how I always try to talk my way out of trouble. If I did something wrong in real life, I'm like, yeah, you're right. You're right.
So yeah. Alpheus, do you actually act deferential to those in power? I don't think that's true about you anymore.
Not anymore, dude.
Yeah.
Now I just try to kill them. I don't respect those in authority, or I only respect those in authority who are like good, who are good leaders. That's like, I think Celadon's going to be a good leader.
Yeah.
Can I say my instinct is to always do what I can to help, like always, I don't know how to say it. Like always try to put the right people in positions of power or something.
Oh, yeah. Always ensure that those I trust are always ensure that those I trust are lifted up.
Oh.
So that's because that's like a vague way of, because it can be multiple things, right?
Yeah. All right, cool.
And I feel like you should get a fate point for one of your traits based on the situation of you like going to the king.
Driven.
Yeah, I feel like that's probably what it is, because it's not that it was an impulsive decision, but it was like Alpheus is like, no, I have to do this because this is like.
I didn't want to either, and I had to. Yeah.
Okay, so no one more fate point based on that.
Okay.
Undriven. Yeah.
So 6.
Cool.
Awesome.
Well, no, it should be 8 now.
Oh,
because you
I
had
didn't add
5,
You're right.
and you got
I didn't add
you got 3. Yep. Cyrillus.
Cool.
Let's look at your stuff. I'm on the run from those in power. I will do what it takes to stay alive. I mean, you did what it takes to stay alive. It's not something you can necessarily complete unless you're not on the run from those in power anymore, but you got a fate point for it, right? I don't think you worked on discovering Ophelia's true intentions.
I'm muted. Sorry, I did not realize I was muted.
Yeah.
I don't think I discovered any true intentions.
Yeah. But you finished getting the appropriate tools. So you can take a persona for that.
Oh, cool. Oh, no, I need a new belief. Okay. If I go to an instincts, if I go to establishment, nope. Someone refuses a drink, nope. Be suspicious of everyone. I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I'll give you a fate point for unlucky.
As per usual.
Uh-huh. I think that's probably it, though. Cool. Let's do it. You, Avra. Since Ophelia stepped away.
I believe Celadon will be a good king and will find a way to support his cause.
Did you make any rolls?
I made that one etiquette roll to see if going up there would be
There you go. I mean, that counts. Yeah.
Okay.
So you can take a fate for that. You're gonna have to rewrite that second belief because
I was
dead.
just gonna change is to was.
But you still want to figure out what was going on with that, though?
Yeah, because like obviously there was someone that was trying to mess with that, whether it was the same person that was trying to kill him or not. And she's gonna be afraid that something like that might happen to Celadon.
Yeah, fair.
So. And then I believe my debt is dishonorable. I will clear mine. I don't know if that's that big of an issue now that my dad's dead. And like,
it still is because there's still question about whether or not you can take over his resources, right? So that's still relevant. It obviously didn't come up this session, but it's still relevant until you get that squared away.
Okay. I don't think my instincts did anything.
Oh, that's a good third instinct. Yeah, someone speaks ill of Celadon, I will speak well of him in contrast.
Because I literally didn't say anything today.
Yeah.
Not based off a roll anyway.
Yeah, I think that's probably it. You just got that one fate point, probably. Yeah. This is an Avra light episode. But there'll be lots of consequences for you next time, so.
Yikes.
Ophelia.
Yes, I think that I mainly just focused on my third one.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was pretty much just focusing on Cyrillus. The only other thing was...
You can get a fate point for always choose an animal over human. Right,
yeah.
because
I flipped out over that, yeah.
That's why you flipped out. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I know I looked for raven feathers and black orchids, but I don't think that counts.
No, I don't think so. I think I will probably give you also a fate point for loner, though. Just because it kind of framed it for us in a new light that Ophelia is a loner, but in a very particular way, and being truly alone is something that she's just not comfortable with.
Yeah.
Right? That was an interesting kind of thing to discover about Ophelia. So 2 fate points, and then we'll do the extra Arthur stuff. Let's see. Do we have a fate point earned if a player can stop the table dead with humor while in character?
I don't think so.
It was pretty serious.
Stop dead with humor. Seth made me die 3 times.
For doing what?
Seth is just funny.
I don't remember exactly what was happening. It was in character, though. I can't remember which scene, but it was some way that he reacted to something. I can't remember it. But
if you can't remember it probably wasn't important enough to merit the reward, but yeah. Right skill, right time. If the character has the right skill when no one else does to keep the story moving, he should be rewarded a fate point. I would give this to Cyrillus, but the reason drinking is the way it is because I gave you this weird boon thing. I don't think that necessarily counts in this. That was kind of just it's a good thing you can use drinking for this situation instead of you have the perfect skill. If Cyrillus had sing as a skill, it would have been oh, perfect, or,
Right. Does the snake thing count, or is that too?
No, yeah, I don't think that counts either. Yeah, I don't think, that really came up this time. I'm gonna give. I think if it makes sense to everybody, I'm gonna nominate Ophelia for embodiment. Just the entire reaction she had to that entire situation was very visceral and fun to witness. So you can take a persona for that, Ophelia. And then the only other things to do are if anyone earned any steel tests. Where's steel? Oh, it's over here. Steel. There we go. Avra, you got news of a relative dying.
Well, I didn't get news in the session.
By the end of the session, you basically have earned it at this point. That's not gonna, yeah. In terms of steel test stuff, I think you have. So probably. So that's a routine for you. So you can mark a routine steel test for that. I don't think Alpheus had any situations that would be steel test worthy.
Well, I got arrested.
You get arrested, but looking at the obs here, it doesn't look like that's necessarily a thing that.
What do you mean? I'm traumatized.
I don't know if you are though. Cyrillus and Ophelia. Well, Ophelia witnessed a friend killed.
Oh,
Like I mean, you literally saw basically Cyrillus died, right? Like that's basically what happened. He got like
The whole Vernon thing
attacked.
was bad.
Oh no, that's actually probably what it was, right?
Yeah.
That's the actual friend that you saw die.
Yeah, I don't care that much about Cyrillus. Come on.
Let me look at your steel. You have a 6 in steel, which means, yeah, I mean, the issue is witnessing a friend or relative killed is a ob4 steel test, which is still a routine for you. Ophelia is just that hardcore that it just, even though it phased her, like she doesn't get another steel test from it because
she's like, meh.
She's seen death before.
What would have to happen for me to get like, you know?
You know, I think I'll give it to you. I think I'm going to give you a difficult for that just because it was more spiritually, like, disturbing than that, right? It wasn't just seeing a friend die. It was like having a piece of your soul ripped apart.
Yeah.
So I'll mark a difficult test on your steel.
Okay. But what would have to happen to me in order to get like just according to the I'm not finishing any sentences. Like if you have a list there or whatever with the like what would have to happen according to the list for me to get a difficult or even a challenging?
I'll read the stuff past, like ob 5 and past. Participating in a mass battle, being shot with a bow, crossbow, or gun. Oh, hey, Cyrillus, you get a difficult steel test. Stabbing someone to death, murder in cold blood, witnessing or being a party to spirit activity, being mortally wounded and surviving, living under starvation conditions, encountering intelligent, sentient, non-humanoid monstrous creatures, sustained artillery barrages, encountering the living dead, encountering the presence of demons and angels, witnessing or suffering under sorcerous cataclysmic destruction, or being in the presence of the divine.
Oh, so Cyrillus got some of that.
So,
and I stabbed someone to death, technically.
Did what?
Didn't I stab a dude to death?
No, you threatened to do it to Cyrillus, and you had Vernon kill a dude. I don't know if that's not the same.
No, before.
Oh, you stabbed a dude.
It wasn't actually that bad, though. So.
Exactly. Yeah, it wasn't ob 5 worthy. It wasn't stabbing someone to... Well, actually, no, it was.
Like,
because you killed him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying is, like, that did happen, but it didn't... I mean,
it's an ob 5, right?
Question mark, so...
It's stabbing someone to death, so take another difficult.
Cool.
And then Cyrillus, you were indeed in the presence of the divine, so go ahead and mark a challenging steel test.
Wow.
I probably should have made you roll a steel test the first time they talked to you to like see how you like. I assume Cyrillus in some way hesitated there, because normal people would. So you were probably like, "Whoa, holy crap!"
Literally.
But yeah, yeah, exactly. No, that'd be if it was like the god of sewage or something. Okay, then the last thing is, let's see if y'all got some more corruption.
We killed some people, so...
You did, yeah, exactly. All right, lying or committing a willful falsehood. I don't think anyone lied today.
Just murder.
Casting a spell, learning a new spell. Well, yeah, mark a routine, Ophelia, for like you're doing your prayer stuff. That always counts. Summoning an imp for any purpose, physically causing harm to another person. I feel like,
Yes.
Yeah, murder by any means is an ob 5. So Cyrillus, you didn't actually kill anyone today. You attacked them, right? Like you harmed them. So you get the ob 2 version of this. Where is it? So you can mark a difficult corruption, Cyrillus, which actually advances your corruption. Congratulations.
Yeah, you get a cool thing.
You are now at 2 corruption. Ophelia, you got of 5, which is a difficult for you. You still need either 2 challenging or 5 or 4 more routine to advance it. Let's double check if there's anything else here. Did you mark that routine, the spell thing?
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's probably it. Oh, commanding a demon to perform a physical service that leads to the injury of a person. Yep, you did that. You would mark a difficult, but you don't need a difficult, so it doesn't matter.
Cool.
So that didn't actually mean anything more for you. But yes, Cyrillus advanced his corruption, so he gets to roll on the table. Go ahead and roll a d6 plus 2.
You roll it for me.
Yeah, sure. You're riding the struggle bus there. 7. Did you choose... What did you choose last time? You got forked tongue.
Yeah,
And that was your
chose
first,
that.
and you chose it. Yeah, so you have to get the one on the other side of the table, which means... Cyrillus, you are now diseased.
Ew.
Yeah, that's pretty gross.
You
Oh.
don't be my friend anymore.
Hell no.
So let's look at the trait. So this is a die trait, so go ahead and add it to your list of die traits there, Cyrillus. This character possesses an honest-to-God communicable disease. He is covered with scabs and sores, he stinks like a corpse, and he can't sleep due to the itching. Should he ever fail a health test for recovery from an injury, he loses 1 die from his health as his illness overcomes him. Any physical contact with him necessitates a health test. Obstacle is equal to 10 minus the diseased healths.
Oh my god.
Failure means the character who came into contact with him is now diseased as well.
Ew, I'm not ever touching you.
So, like, Cyrillus, you have, like, leprosy and stuff now.
I can never get that one. That'll ruin my whole vibe.
I never.
This
I
is
did
the
not
price of
expect
demon
this
magic.
to be that bad.
I mean, Ophelia has gotten lucky, honestly, on
God, I
these
get all the
table
cool
rolls.
ones that we can hide. Like, even the venom sacs, we just kind of hit him in my throat so you can't tell, so I still look cool.
Yeah. But Cyrillus is going to be, like, probably wrapped from head to toe like a leper or something crazy like that now.
Just the uniform.
Lame.
There you go. I'll go ahead and add it to your sheet here. Well, that has been our session of Burning Wheel. What is the lesson we've learned today? Don't meddle in demon magic, or else you will get
Heck no.
a communicable disease.
Oh my.
Alrighty. Thanks for playing, guys, and thanks for watching, everybody. Adios.
Adios.
We are out.